Todd, talk about the importance of this game being the last home game. You know what you're facing next week and the big break. You want to keep momentum going, that type of stuff?
Well, we did some good things coming out of the game against Washington. We want to continue to build on that. Obviously, it's the last home game before the break. We've done some good things at home, so you want to keep building that momentum and making this a tough building for other teams to come into and play. I think that's a huge advantage, and we all know what's ahead of us moving out to California, but we can't get ahead of ourselves. We've got to focus on tonight. And as I told you guys the other day, prior to last night's game, we were in third place, and you wake up in the morning and it's completely changed. And we need to worry about ourselves. We can't control what's going on with other teams or in other cities. We need to worry about our game. And tonight we need to worry about our game. We're going to face a team in Florida. Are we catching at the right time? This is the last game of the road trip, but they're also going to be hungry. They aren't happy with the way that I think the last couple games went. They had a big come from behind win in Detroit. But I know that they aren't happy with their last two performances. So we're going to have to be ready. And I think the start is going to be very important, and also getting the first goal.
Given the tightness of the race and just as you said, the way things transpire in 28 or 40 or 24 or 48 hours, does it help the team buy-in aspect? If everybody's looking and they're saying, look, we can't slip up. We got to win every game, or not every game.
That's where the urgency should come from, and understanding that the importance. And we're down to, I don't even know, 28 games?
Yeah.
28 games left. There's not a lot of time left. There's not a lot of games left. And it just puts more importance on the game at hand. And tonight, this is the game at hand.
You'll have played every team in the East after tonight. I know it took a while to get to Florida, but when you look back at the transition, was it smoother than you thought it'd be? Easier, tougher?
This is my first time doing the transition from west to east. I really didn't know what to expect. I truly didn't. Obviously you think the travel's going to be easier, but there are some unique things about the travel in the East that I think you're playing. You might come home for one game and then you head back out on the road and play one, and you come back home again. And when you're in the West, you go out and you're usually playing 3 or 4 games. Maybe 5 games on a trip, and then you're home for 2 weeks. So there is some difference there. Is it easier? I don't know. Obviously the time going out west makes it a lot easier, not having to deal with all the time zones. But there is some unique things about playing in the East with the travel. And then the other thing is just I think getting comfortable with the players and the other teams in the Eastern Conference, because playing in the West, and a lot of our guys, myself included, you don't know a lot about the players in the East, or some of the players in the East, and I think there's a feeling out period. And once we get past tonight, we've seen everyone, and hopefully we feel a little bit more comfortable going into games, and just in understanding the players and how they play.
So you're for moving back to the West?
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. I just said there are some unique things about the East.
Todd, talk about your relationship with Peter. You were a captain when he was a head coach in Orlando. But after that, you worked together. What kind of a coach is he, and what type of team does he have over there?
It was a long time ago, and what I remember about playing, I played for 6 years. 4 years he was an assistant coach and ran the defensemen, and then the last 2 he was a head coach in Orlando. And the last year we won the last Turner Cup together. And to me he was a player's coach. And a good understanding of the game. There's a lot of passion, a lot of energy that comes from him. Very knowledgeable, obviously. But I remember just the lines of communication and how he communicated to the players was really good. He spent a lot of time in Nashville. I think he's offered a lot to the Nashville program, but I think he's also learned a lot, through there. And I know the way that the Nashville Predators play, and I can see some resemblances in how this team plays, just as far as the hard work and what you need to do in working as a group of 5. They're a young team. They got some good young players over there. They got a mix of older players too, but their young players to me are the ones that kind of grab you. The Bukesteds and the Kulikovs, and I hope I'm saying the name right. But those are guys that you're going to have to check and be hard on.
You've talked before about the teams maybe not as mature as they need to be at times recently. Last year, 19-5-5 over the last 28 games to go now. Can the team do something similar? Can they bring that magic back at the end of this year?
I don't know. We've 8 games in a row. I think there's some of it there, but 19-5-5. There aren't. There's only probably a handful of teams that even had stretches like that over maybe last year or last couple years. It was a great stretch. It was a great run. But we can't rest on last year. We can't think about it. We just need to come out and play good, hard, solid hockey. I think, really since Christmas, right around that time, I think we have done that. And then, the results usually take care of themselves. You aren't going to win every game. But if you do it over and over again, hopefully you are building on something. But I think we've, a week ago, we were sitting here, we had an 8-game winning streak. And you lose 1, you lose 2, you lose 3, and even 2 of those 3 games, you played some decent hockey. And then everyone questions what's going on with the team. And it was just because we didn't get the results. And it wasn't that we were playing poor hockey. We just didn't get the results. So to me, it's always about the process. If you're doing the process right, usually the results are there. Sometimes they're not, but for the most part, they're there.
Will you take Marion Gabbert with you on the
Gabby
trip?
will go on the trip.
He will?
Yeah.
But he won't play.
He will not play, no.
Savard back in tonight?
Savard will play, yes.
Do you have a sense of when Gabbert might be cleared, whether it's for...
Well, there's so much time. I mean, I guess a good target date is at New Jersey at the end of the month. But, I mean, there's so much, guys are going away, and, the rehab part of it, I don't think it's going to get slowed down, but, it still gives a chance to work, but we don't have practices. We don't have scheduled practices. And so you're going to be losing a little bit there compared to if it's a normal in-season thing where our hands are on him every day. He's out skating with us every day.
It sounds like you don't expect him to be in Sochi then.
I'm sorry?
You don't expect Gabbert to play in Sochi?
Oh, well, that I don't know yet. I haven't heard anything yet that it's yay or nay. But I'm just talking about our preparation and rehabbing him.